Flutterwave. So yeah, the big bad Flutterwave has launched tuition, and so tell us what that is.
So
exactly,
tuition, the name gives it away, but it's
tuition, like they help me pay for my school fees.
something like that. In short,
Like,
that's
so
it.
Flutterwave can start paying my school fees now.
It's not that they are not your guardian. That's not what it means.
You said the name gives it away.
I mean, tuition is what you pay to. It's the fee you pay to get education.
So Flutterwave will pay for me.
They are paying for you, or they're helping you to pay. But shut down and say that I said
you are
that.
paying it through them.
Please don't
Exactly.
misinform people.
I am not misinforming
what is the
people.
story, please? What is the story?
Flutterwave's tuition will help students to make payments for their education. So currently, it's launching with Nigeria, and it's targeting universities in the UK. They also plan to target high schools. So I'm guessing maybe like all these A-level training preparatory colleges. So yeah, if you are a student or you have a child who you're struggling with paying tuition, so Flutterwave built that product for you. Currently, like I said, it's just for now it's in the UK, and I think it makes sense for them to start in the UK. The number of Nigerians who went to the UK increased by 64% between 2021 and 2022. So that's where the bulk of Nigerians are going to, and they intend to roll out in other countries, US and a few other countries that Nigerians typically go to. So I'm guessing it would have. I mean, I think it's not just Nigerians that have this problem in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, or it's Africans from all over the. So basically, Africans. Let me not be saying rubbish. Africans have this issue, so I'm expecting that it launches in the coming months in those countries, maybe US, China, Canada, and to some extent South Korea. It will be interesting to see how that works. I know a lot of Nigerians are going to South Korea, so those are some of the markets that could be good.
I wish I knew
spots for them to
someone who was. Okay, I actually do.
Someone who was.
Yeah, like know what the process like is like when you like when someone tries to pay your tuition from Nigeria. Like how cumbersome that process.
Yeah, it's straightforward.
Yeah.
Especially if the person's abroad.
So first of all, you have to move money out of Nigeria, which, as you know, was an issue with how do I get dollars, first of all. So CBN had this BTA, PTA, where I could apply for funds either for travel, business, and all of that, but
Then
it was very
from
low.
A, yeah.
It was very low. So from A had to, at some point, they were getting preference. So if you're paying school fees, you could use Form A to get access to funds to pay your school fees. And with the number of Nigerians that number of Nigerians schooling abroad, is a lot, or who have guardians paying for them from Nigeria. It was a lot. So it was always very difficult for a lot of people to actually get any funding to pay their school fees. I saw a lot of stories on Twitter where people said they were unable to process payments, and as a result of that, they were kicked out of school, or they was just. I mean, they basically paid for it in some way. So it was a problem, and it's something that I think I saw a startup that was doing something similar. Not like this was their primary product, helping Nigerians to make payments. I'm wondering what they are doing right now.
Yeah. So Flutterwave and Paystack, they've gotten to that stage where they can just launch your entire startup as a feature on their entire product lineup, which is a crazy thing, right? So anyone who has been playing in that space already finally maybe has to find a way to tweak their model,
or maybe add more products.
So there's this thing I have, right? I have this what do they call it? Bias towards companies that do one thing and are very good at it. Like if you know that, okay, this is what you want to do, you can use them. I like companies. I feel like someone who is doing a lot of things will not have enough time to focus on the customer service part of things, the product development. So someone like Google now that can launch any feature whatsoever, you can try to kill it at any time.
Yeah, but I mean, so that's valid. So on the other hand, to the bigger you grow, or depending on the market you're playing in, you may realize that the one product that you're very good at may not give you the kind of revenue you want. And if you're VC backed, for example, it may not give your investors.
No, that's
the
a
kind of
different
revenue
conversation.
plans, yeah.
That one of okay, the size of the market you're serving with that specific product.
Yeah, so
Well-
funny thing is, even with this one, right, the number of Nigerians who are schooling abroad is, let's say, negligible. So you pay school fees once a year. And I think Flutterwave is charging a flat fee of, I think, 26 pounds for every transaction. So there's no transaction limit. So you can pay, I guess, you can pay as much, depending on the cost of your fees, you can really pay as much as you can. But you have, I think we have about 128,000, if I'm accurate, 128,000 Nigerians who are schooling in the UK. Like, I think this was over a 5 or 7 year period. So we don't have too many people. Now, when you look at the fact that the UK is like one of the most popular destinations, multiply it across all the countries and Nigerians are probably studying in, well, it may be coming up to 1 million. Hopefully, and considering Nigeria's population, if you look at that as a measure of what the market for other African countries, you may end up serving like, okay, maybe 3 to 5 million. So this is back of paper math. It's not very accurate. So the market isn't that large, but it's a service that is actually needed. And if for some reason it becomes really easy for me to make a payment with my Access Bank account, or with any fintech at all, just send money to UK and you can do that. If we remove those transaction limits for certain transactions, it could be that Flutterwave, like you said, we just say, okay, maybe this isn't enough for us to spend all the time and effort on it.
And just kill it off.
Yeah.
Interesting.